Yeah.
Commissioner Mickey,
And you can hear me?
if you would unmute. If you would unmute.
Yes, I
There
can
we
hear
go.
you.
All right.
Can you hear all that shit we learned?
Everybody.
Sorry about that.
Okay, we now have a quorum at 4:32, and I call to order the meeting of the Arts and Culture Advisory Commission. We are going to go straight down the agenda, and we're going to start our meeting. Today, we actually have two public speakers, and our first public speaker is William Allen. So, Mr. Allen, you can have a seat right here. And what is our, is it 2 or 3 minutes on?
It's up to you. 3.
3 minutes, okay. And we're the generous 3 minutes. How's that?
Perfect.
All right,
Timer.
yes. You may begin.
Awesome. Good afternoon, Chair, Arts and Culture Commissioners, Parks and Recreation Leadership, and guests. My name is Dr. William D. Allen, the founder and CEO of TISMAC, which stands for the Texas Supremacy of Music and Arts Conservatory. Thank you for this opportunity. I am a 14-year educator, former head band director at South Oak Cliff High School during the back-to-back state titles, a Grammy Award-winning band director, and also a Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award honoree. My assignment is simple: field leaders through the arts. TISMAC serves at scale. Last year, we reached 1,500 plus students across 59 schools. 98% of our students passed all classes and graduated. 90% enrolled in college, military, or trade school. Students logged 850 hours of rehearsal and performance time. This past April, we was able to secure $3.3 million in band and dance scholarships, and we're tracking $5 million by summer 2026. We just don't teach notes. We teach discipline, responsibility, and pride. But from 3 to 6 p.m., too many kids have no structured place to go. As budgets tighten, arts are cut first. When structure leaves, risk enters. Our solution, a community youth marching band hosted at a Dallas Parks and Recreation Center in Southern Dallas. Open citywide, instruments and uniforms, daily instruction, mentorship, healthy snacks, transportation support, and a safe place to belong. As momentum builds, we add on jazz band, mariachi bands, and also orchestras. Our ask is clear and collaborative. Priority access Monday through Thursday, 4 to 6 p.m. Fee waivers where possible, secure storage, rehearsal, field access, modest operating support for instruments, uniforms, buses, and snacks. City visibility through festivals, parades, and artist residencies. A teen jobs pipeline so advanced students serve as paid junior coaches. Will report quarterly enrollment, attendance, GPA gains, incidents reduced, performances, and scholarships. Real results on the record. If we wait, another cohort slips through the cracks. If we act, we change trajectories. Let's give our kids something to march toward, not away from. Let's band together and march forward, Dallas. Thank you.
Excellent. Wow. That is excellent. And you've come to the right place, because I'm sure we have some real band nerds here on this commission. I was Joe Band when I was in high school. Joe Band.
Okay, awesome.
And in fact, so I want to make sure that all the commissioners know how to contact you and your organization. So how would they do that?
Yes, I actually have my brochures for everybody who wants to contact us. I've been working with Councilman Zarin Gracie, also with Councilman what's his name, Mrs. Blair, and also Maxie Johnson. He was working with me at South Oak Cliff High School. So a lot of our students in the southern sector, now we reached out to the north side of Dallas. They all come to our events. We give out scholarships, like I said, easy access to those colleges is whatever's hard for them to overcome. We bridge that gap for those students.
Okay, and for everybody that's virtual, his office is at 4041 West Wheatland. So is that close to Friendship?
Yes, it's close to Friendship or Redbird Mall. And we are actually in partnership with the Mating twins, with Terrence Mating. So we're working on some things as well with the city as well as the economic development side to be able to host all these students, because we have a lot of kids. And so now we just outgrown our spaces.
And once again, TISMAC stands for,
The Texas Supremacy of Music and Arts Conservatory.
okay? Well, I am very appreciative of you coming. We have a tight schedule today, so we're not really taking questions, to you, but we certainly want to be able to get a hold of you.
Yes,
We can do that. So everybody that's virtual, we do have a way to contact Dr. William Allen.
yes, sir. And also I'm a member of Kappa Alpha Psi and a member of the NAACP, so we're moving in the right direction.
Excellent, excellent. It's great to have a Divine Nine member up here talking to us.
Yes, sir. Thank you all. Thank you.
And everyone, we have another public speaker, Mr. Randy Shear, and he is going to update us on the electronic art sculpture portal.
Thank you. I need to set up. Nathan is going to speak for me. So
Okay,
it'll take me a few seconds here.
so who's, now you are the public speaker, but someone is going to speak for you?
The microphone, the iPad, microphone for me.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's the name of your device. Okay, I thought, I didn't know, hey, man, I thought you had somebody online.
It's 2025.
Okay, there we go, for sure, for sure. Yeah, that's right, that's right.
Tino should be here for this.
Please be patient.
Honorable Chair and members of the Arts District Advisory Commission, thank you for allowing me to speak with you about this great opportunity to bring this incredible sculpture to Dallas. I have been working with the Portal organization for over a year now, located in Berlin, Germany. As the local ambassador, I have been tasked to make Portal a reality. At the same time, the Portal will revitalize downtown Dallas with this technological sculpture designed and created by a Lithuanian artist, Benedictus Giles. The Portal's organization is a network of global sculptures that use a 24/7 live video stream, connecting cities around the world. They have connected people from Philadelphia to Dublin, Vilnius to London, and soon Ipswich, England, to the world. Presently, with upcoming milestone events like the FIFA World Cup and America 250, Dallas has the chance to host a Portal in 2026, but the window of opportunity is rapidly closing. Just imagine a person stepping into the DMA Portal Plaza and, with a single glance, locking eyes with a friend thousands of miles away, whom they have not seen in over a year. Imagine rock, paper, scissors competition. Imagine a marriage proposal. Imagine school children sharing a moment to interact with pen pals in Brazil. Imagine groups of two-step dancers being shared with Calgary. Imagine the unimaginable. For Dallas, urbanistically, the Portal in the DMA South Plaza would create an anchor for the Arts District and be a dynamic hub, transforming the DMA Portal Plaza into a vibrant urban space. The Portal promises to support a multitude of unexpected activities. The Portal also ties into the DMA's future renovation plans, the Connect 2020 Master Plan, and the 1983 Sasaki Plan of creating an arts district to reflect a multinational character. For the arts community, the Portal represents a bold step forward. It is more than just art. It's an immersive, interactive window into multiple cultures. It will cement Dallas's reputation as a city that embraces innovative, global public art, putting the city on the world stage alongside cities and countries. This Portal will stimulate global dialogue and cultural understanding and will fulfill the promise of the Arts District as a nationally and globally connected. For the local economy, the Portals will be a magnet, attracting a predicted 25% increase in footfall of visitor counts per month. This increase in foot traffic to the Arts District will bring new energy to local businesses, theaters, museums, restaurants, and shops. In turn, this sculpture will invigorate the South Plaza into a lively gathering place that benefits the Ross Corridor Plan and the entire downtown economy. For the people of Dallas, the Portal is a chance to participate in a shared global experience.
Jackson does not
It's
have
an
a sound.
opportunity for families, groups, and schools to connect with people far away, learning about different cultures in real time. This project will foster a sense of shared humanity and civic pride, reminding everyone that we are all part of the larger global community. Finally, the portals have the power to redefine a public space, spark imaginations, and build connections that transcend geography. Working together, we all can bring this transformative experience to Dallas, not just as a great American city, but as a great international city. Bring it to Dallas and they will come.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And for the record, I agree with Nathan.
Yes, that's great. That's great. You know, and we appreciate Nathan. Do you have anything that you would like to add? Since we've heard everything, you know, coming from there, but since you're sitting right in front of us, would you like to add anything to what was just said?
No, like I had said in the explanation, I've been working on this for over a year now. I started out working with AT&T for around 6 months with one of their marketing directors. And she and I had got in contact with the stakeholders of that area also, Legends. And we actually nailed down a lot of the things that people would ask about, power or location, or even what she called the POV, which is proof of value. She challenged me over these 6 months, and I think I have all the answers to all the questions to make this happen.
So is this something that's planned for the AT&T Plaza, or are you proposing it? Or how far along are you?
First of all, proposed it to AT&T, but in the end, I felt that maybe AT&T was basically self-sufficient with what they have, and maybe they didn't need it, so I was trying to find another site for it. So that's why we went to the DMA area.
Oh, okay. And so you're talking with DMA about portal
Well,
directly?
we did make contact with DMA, and they said it was fascinating.
Okay.
They said they can't do it right now.
Then this is, you know, without closing off any opportunity, what I'd like to do is introduce you to the chair of our Public Art Committee, Krista Weinstein, and invite you to have a conversation with her, and she can tell you the procedures, the possibilities, and all the things that you would need to go through before this commission could consider a recommendation. So there's Commissioner Weinstein. Please share your information with her.
Okay. I'm in constant contact with where they make the portal, which is Germany, Berlin. And I've had many conversations with them over the year, and we actually have almost like a 5 or 6 steps to make it happen. So I can actually share that with you today, even if I leave it behind.
And I'm going to ask you, thank you so much, but I'm going to ask you to share that with Commissioner Weinstein.
Okay, that's fine.
And we're going to move our agenda. And thank you so much. We're going to go slightly out of order because Michelle has a hard stop at 5 o'clock. So we're going to do our community spotlight. And for the introduction, I'm going to pass it over to our liaison to the Dallas Symphony, Joe Trezilla, Commissioner Trezilla.
Thank you, Chair. Can you hear me? My mic was a little funky.
We hear you very well.
Okay, great. I am so excited to introduce Michelle Miller Burns. Michelle is the Ross Perot President and Chief Executive Officer of the Dallas Symphony Orchestra, the largest performing arts organization in the Southwest and the largest arts employer. I know in North Texas, I don't know about Texas, so Michelle, you'll have to fill us in. Michelle began this role almost exactly 1 year ago next week. Michelle's journey started with the violin at age 4, from the Chicago Youth Symphony Orchestra to Northwestern University to top leadership roles at the DSO and Minnesota. Michelle, as they say, once a Texan, always a Texan, and we're glad you're home. Michelle, thank you for being here today.
Thank you.
Joe, thank you so much for that great introduction. It's wonderful to see you again. Good afternoon, commissioners, special guests. It's wonderful to be here. I so appreciate the invitation from Martine and Glenn and all of you to share with you some highlights from the Dallas Symphony Orchestra here at the Morton H. Meyerson Symphony Center. As Joe mentioned, my own journey in this business started at the age of 4 when I started playing the violin, and I played in the Chicago Youth Symphony Orchestra. My freshman year in the Youth Symphony Orchestra, I was warming up on stage before a concert, and I looked out into the hall and I saw people coming in and they were reading program books, and there was somebody in the box office. There were posters outside. And I hadn't had to drag my chair on stage and set it up myself like I did in my high school orchestra. And at that moment, a little light bulb went off in my mind, and I said, does someone do something behind the scenes at an orchestra? And I decided that must be true. And that is what led me to this career that I so love. I went to Northwestern University, had an opportunity to be an intern at the Chicago Symphony Orchestra while I was in college. I was accepted into a fellowship program, a national fellowship program with the League of American Orchestras coming right out of college. And then my first job out of the fellowship program was at the Chicago Symphony Orchestra. I was there for 15 years, and then I went to work at the Newberry Library, an independent research library in the humanities, which is located in Chicago. And after 9 years there as Vice President of Development, responsible for fundraising and part of the senior management team, I knew what I wanted to do was get back into orchestra work. And I had the opportunity then to come here to Dallas, to the Dallas Symphony Orchestra as Vice President of Development. That was in 2015. And I was here at the DSO living in the Dallas community for 3.5 years. I had 3 different positions while I was here, and then had an opportunity to become president and CEO of a major American orchestra. And that took me to Minneapolis, where I was president of the Minnesota Orchestra. And then, as Joe mentioned, just over a year ago, I got a phone call saying, we would love to have you come back to Dallas. And I said, I feel like that would be coming home. And I was so thrilled. So just about a year ago, I moved back to Dallas with my husband, Gary Burns, and we bought a house here in Dallas, and I started work again here at the Dallas Symphony Orchestra. And it is my pleasure to take just a few moments today to highlight some of the exciting things that are happening at the Dallas Symphony. As you can see on this slide here, it says the Dallas Symphony Orchestra at 125. That means this season that just kicked off 2 weeks ago is our 125th anniversary season. How incredible is it that an organization is in existence, not just around, but thriving for 125 years? That happens only because of the support of the community in which it exists. So we are so grateful to Dallas, to this community, for all of the support of the arts, and specifically, of course, of the Dallas Symphony Orchestra over the past 125 years. You can see here some of the information about our impact. We serve almost 250,000 people each year through our programs, initiatives, projects, and of course, concerts of the Dallas Symphony Orchestra. We have about 150 concerts per year. We serve 10,000 students through our youth concerts, our Young Strings program, and our Young Musicians programs. We did an economic impact study partnered with Bain, and this was done 2 years ago. And what we learned is that the Dallas Symphony Orchestra has $107 million in annual economic impact here in the Dallas and North Texas community. And then we also expand our reach our connectivity and the visibility of Dallas on the national and the world stage through our digital broadcasts. We have video broadcasts and we also have radio broadcasts. And in the past year, we had 12 million digital views. I should say over the past several years, since 2021, we've had 12 million digital views. People from around the world having the opportunity to see what's going on here in Dallas with the arts. Next slide, please. A few things that we think about here that are core to this organization. To be a great U.S. orchestra today means you have a great orchestra, our musicians and our music director. We have a great hall or venue in which we perform, and we also have high community impact. You can see here some of the quotations. Rather than me telling you how terrific things are, we wanted to use other people's words. And I share this because I think it's important to see that the Dallas Symphony Orchestra is a point of civic pride here, that we are part of making Dallas a great place to live, work, and play, and that we as an internationally recognized organization help to raise the visibility of Dallas around the country and around the world. Next slide, please. So I'm just going to have a few highlights from each of those three areas: the orchestra, the venue or Great Hall, and community impact. So starting with the orchestra, we were founded 125 years ago in 1900 by our founding music director, Hans Kreisig. We have more than 90 full-time musicians who are employed here by the Dallas Symphony Orchestra, and they come from points around this community, around the country, and in fact, across the world. We have a series of programs, concert programs that we perform each year, in addition to a robust education and community engagement program. And as I mentioned, Fabio Luisi is our music director. This is his 6th season with the Dallas Symphony Orchestra. He started right about the time of the pandemic, but his connection with this orchestra has grown and deepened over the last several years, and what they do together on stage is magical. Next slide, please. The Morton H. Meyerson Symphony Center, right here in the heart of the Dallas Arts District on Flora Street. We think of our performance hall as really the instrument of the orchestra. It brings the music to life. And it is indeed a crown jewel of the Dallas Arts District. It is considered one of the top 10 concert halls, not just in this country, but around the world. It has extraordinary acoustics. It was designed for symphonic orchestras to perform in. It is designed, and the architect of the project is I.M. Pei, and this is indeed the only concert hall that he ever designed. So what a wonderful, iconic building we have here in Dallas, another point of civic pride. And we invest heavily as the Dallas Symphony Orchestra. We invest heavily in this city-owned asset, making sure that it looks good, it is in top shape, that it is safe for all who come, and that is a welcoming space here. Next slide, please. And then really so much at the heart of what we do are our education and community engagement activities. I mentioned earlier that our signature education programs are our Young Musicians program. We also have a Young Strings program that has been a part of this organization, this community, for more than 40 years. The Young Strings program has a 100% high school graduation rate among participants and a 100% college acceptance rate among participants. The gentleman who spoke first in the public forum at this meeting today was talking about all of the great skills and qualities that music creates, that music makes possible. Discipline, working together, collaboration, respect for others, competition, all of these things are life skills. And that's what our education programs are really creating opportunities around, building life skills. And of course, many people, their first engagement with an orchestra, their first introduction to that was through a youth concert. I remember my first youth concert when I was growing up in the suburbs of Chicago and went to the Chicago Symphony Orchestra. And many people who are involved as concert goers and volunteers here at the Dallas Symphony Orchestra remember their first concert when they were in elementary school and came to a concert. On our community programs, we have the Dallas Symphony Orchestra Cares program, where we take small ensembles of our musicians into nursing homes, retirement communities, memory care facilities, and hospitals that on a regular basis throughout the year. We also have DSO on the Go, where we take the orchestra fully outside of the Meyerson and into different performance venues around the North Texas region. We also have a series of parks concerts that we perform for free around Dallas in June, end of May and June of each year. You can see some of the other statistics here that are connected to our education and community engagement projects and initiatives. And then next slide, please. We would love for you to come join us. And I have a list here, and I know that you have been sent or will be sent this presentation, so you can see some of the many activities, concerts, and other initiatives and programs that we have coming up just between now and the end of December. So much to engage with. We would love to have you here at the Meyerson, seeing and hearing and experiencing what goes on here. We bring people together through music. We help young people develop important life skills through music, and we bring joy to this community. I will close with this final slide, which I think really summarizes what the impact can be when you bring music together with community. So this was a message that I received from one of our Dallas Symphony Orchestra musicians. A friend of his came to the concert, our My DSO concert. That's a concert that we host every year for people who have different learning abilities and it is a sensory friendly concert. So this is for children and adults. And this friend of one of our musicians wrote a message to this musician, which he passed along to me. And it says, "My preverbal son is obsessed with music now since coming to the My DSO concert. He started taking music lessons and he's talking. He told his mom he loved her. It's been just this explosion since that concert. His mom booked 2 private music lessons in a week. He's a different kid. He's grown so much from that experience. His mom finally has hope. Like, that's music. You and your group at the Dallas Symphony Orchestra changed someone's life." I think we think a lot about, do we like classical music or not, when we think about coming to hear an orchestra concert at the Meyerson Symphony Center. And that is just one piece, one part of what happens here, what the Dallas Symphony Orchestra does. And this story, I think, is the thing that really really matters. We're so pleased to have the opportunity to be a part of shaping and changing lives through music. And we are so grateful to each of you for your leadership role, for your volunteer time that you commit to supporting and advocating for the arts and culture in the Dallas community. Thank you so much. It's an honor to be with you today.
All right. Well, Michelle, thank you so much for being with us. We know that we were advised that you had a hard stop at 5 o'clock. And typically, when we do our community spotlight, especially for funded organizations, we'd like to take about 5 minutes for comments and questions. If you have 5 minutes, that would be fantastic. If you're stuck with the hard stop, we understand that too.
Nothing is more important than this right now, and I have been able to push this off my other commitment for a few minutes. I'd be delighted to take questions from you. Thank you for asking.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Commissioners, do you have any comments or questions for Joe Trezilla, Commissioner Trezilla?
Yes, thank you, Michelle. There's been some talk, over the course of the last couple of years, you taking over the management of the Meyerson. Can you talk about some of the improvements that the DSO has made to the Meyerson?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for asking that, Joe. The Dallas Symphony Orchestra took over management of the Meyerson about 5 years ago, and therefore took over the expense of making those of ongoing maintenance. And so we have done a lot in terms of ongoing maintenance. We also are so grateful for the bond issue that is allowing us to move forward with some very large scale projects, including our high roof project, so that we can ensure that this building has stability from a structural perspective long into the future. So that project is now underway in the planning of it. And we also will be looking at another part of the bond issue program, which would be to support the acoustic chamber doors, which have not functioned in quite some time. In terms of what the Dallas Symphony Orchestra has done in the last couple of years, that would be really visible. So much of what happens, of course, is not. It's behind the walls, literally behind the walls. But one thing that is visible is the beautification of McIntyre Park, which is as you face the Meyerson outside to the left or to the west of the Meyerson, and having that park very much refreshed. And we have ongoing commitment and responsibility for maintaining the space in terms of safety, but also in terms of beauty. And in fact, this very evening, we have a performance in McIntyre Park. So we are regularly scheduling concerts and activities in that space to bring more vibrance and a dynamic environment here in the Dallas Arts District. And of course, all of those performances in McIntyre Park are free of charge for the public.
Commissioner Spellacy. No. Good.
Yeah, sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, I can now.
Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, no. Okay. I just want to say I really love your organization. I'm a music teacher, middle and high school. I'm a trumpet player. I've been a band nerd forever. And so I've taken multiple groups to see the symphony. My daughter sang in the children's chorus for many years. And I'm really impressed with what you guys do for kids and the youth programs that you run, because I think it is so incredibly important that kids get exposed to and are able to afford to participate in the arts, which, as we know, as an instrumentalist, it's not always the easiest thing if you don't have money to afford an instrument and that sort of thing. So I'm just really happy for that you guys are here and how active you are in the community for students. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Brad. I appreciate your kind comments. And it is important to us. We feel like one of our responsibilities is to essentially plant the seed with young people about music and the way that music can help build life skills.
Commissioner Dan.
Thank you. Thank you for being here, Michelle. I, echo everything that's been said. I have a recent string player. My son goes to Jesus Morales, and I know that they participated in the Young Strings program for a while. And so I'm excited to go on this journey. I think I'm excited until the practice starts for a 9-year-old. But thank you. Did have a question. I know you talked about some of like the community engagement programs. Are there any ones that you guys are dreaming up, that you're envisioning, that you're like, yeah, it'd be really cool if we could? I've had the privilege of producing some events alongside members of your team over the years. And I've always loved how kind of visionary you all were with dreaming up. But if we could do this, it would be. So what would that be?
Wow, I appreciate that question so much. And I guess what I would say to that is we are always thinking about how do we evolve the programs that we have? What are we doing that we want to do at bigger scale? What are we doing that we feel like we could do it better if we just kind of pared it back a little bit and could really focus on excellence and integrity around the program? And some of our very best ideas for programs come from partners, come from individuals, as you just suggested, who have ideas about what are needs and opportunities in community with young people. That's what we are looking for. We would always welcome those creative ideas from you. At this point in time, we are pursuing the activities that we have, really just making sure that we are delivering with a level of quality and care for the participants in the program, making it the very best experience it can be for those who are involved.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Are there any other questions or comments?
Sure.
I'm
Or
sorry.
I'd just like to say one thing. Thank you for holding space for folks who are neurodiverse. And neurodivergent as a parent of a person who is differently abled. I just really appreciate that. Not only are you doing that, but you're also modeling that for the rest of the creative community. So thank you. And also, my daughter was in Young Strings, and it was really important to her and our whole family in our life.
Oh, that's terrific. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing that. And thank you for ensuring that your family is a part of Young Strings and also our My DSO concerts. Appreciate that.
If there are no other questions, Michelle, we want to thank you very much for taking time with us and for going beyond your hard stop. So thank you so much.
Happy to be here. Delighted to have this opportunity. Thank you all so much. Joe, thank you again for the introduction. We are here. We want to be in partnership with you. Please come, please call me, be in touch. We want to see you here at the Meyerson and welcome you. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your meeting. Thank you for all you do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Moving along with the agenda, we have 2 voting items, the first of which is the approval of the August 21 minutes. They were included in the packet. We've got a motion already.
Second.
And a second from Commissioner Weinstein. Any discussion? No discussion. All in favor? Approval of the minutes? Any opposition? Unanimous. The minutes of the August 21 meeting are approved. Next on the agenda, the recommendation and support of the artist finalist Anacia Franco for the Old East Dallas Public Art Project. Commissioner Weinstein.
Super exciting. Once again, another month, another public art project. So things are rolling and the staff is working hard. We're very appreciative of that. In your packet was the it's item number 2, and it is the overview. I'm hoping everybody had a chance to read this. And Anacia Franco might look familiar to you because we had recommended a project to her about, by her in Singing Hills Recreation Center about 7 months ago. By coincidence, she is the artist I met when I was in Barcelona a few months ago, or about 7 months ago too. Although I did not vote on this project, so does anybody have any questions, or do you want a motion, or do you want to how do you want to handle this?
Do you, is that your recommendation?
Yes, my recommendation is, I recommend this.
Okay, can we get a motion on? I move. Second. You move to accept the recommendation of Commissioner Weinstein and the Public Art Commission. Okay, and we have a second from Jerome. Any discussion? I see one
Brad.
hand raised. I see Brad Spellacy. Is that a question, Brad?
Yeah, I
Commissioner
have a quick
Spellacy?
question. You said this is the same artist that's doing the piece at Singing Hills? Is that correct?
Correct.
Like, I think that's awesome because I think the piece at Singing Hills is going to be like really cool. My only question is there any concern about the timelines overlapping and being able to do two somewhat significant projects within a close time frame?
Well, I think there's always concerns about any project, but I think it's like every artist, they take on the right amount of projects, whether it's 2 in Dallas and 1 in Moscow, or, in 5 different places across the world or the country. So I don't think we had a concern.
Well, and she's using 2 different fabricators. So, that should ease up a little bit on timelines, because it's being fabricated by 2 different.
Entities. Brad, there was discussion because I had a strong opinion one way or another, and I've now changed my opinion after listening to the voting members of the committee talk about this, of if we want to, with all the great, amazing artists out there, local and national, internationally, did we want to use the same artist as we've already commissioned that's in works? And the reality was this was the best piece for this location. So placemaking is happening, and this is who the committee recommended. It was a really strong committee, really great conversation. The Public Art Committee recommended and passed this last week, and so this is where we are.
Well, it has been properly moved and seconded. If there's no more discussion, we can call it for a vote. No other discussion. All in favor? Any opposition? No opposition, so the recommendation of the Public Art Committee in support of the artist Anacia Franco for the Old East Dallas Public Art Project passes. Briefings. So I'm going to make a special presentation here. Commissioner Trezilla, I'm sorry that you're not here in person, but Commissioner Blaze is here. So we have a couple of awards to give to our commissioners who have served their maximum length of time. They've been here as long as you can be here, just about. And so I'm going to, Commissioner Trezilla, yours is just like this, but I'm right next to Commissioner Blaze, so I'm going to read this. The Office of Arts and Culture in recognition of Linda Blaze, and yours will say Joe Trezilla, for your dedicated service as a commissioner on the Dallas Arts and Culture Advisory Commission. We commemorate your advocacy and leadership, which has profoundly enriched the cultural landscape and creative spirit of Dallas.
Thank you.
There we go.
Run through the.
Speak. Yes, comment, you got it. Great. If you want to give a comment, Commissioner Blaze, as well as Trezilla, Commissioner Trezilla, Joe. Here's yours, Joe. I'm taking it out for you. I accept this on behalf of
Who cares about the Emmys?
Commissioner Trezilla.
Well, I'm kind of sad, but thank you. This has been a fun journey. It started with Commissioner Hornbuckle and I serving on the Confederate Monument Task Force. And I just look at the work we've done these past many years, and it's something to be extremely proud of. So thank you for having me. I'm around for a little bit longer until my replacement is announced. But thank you all. I'm glad to know you, and I'm glad to have worked with you.
Mr. Blaze.
Well, I can't say those 8 years went fast. But I can say that I appreciated working with everybody on the commission. And I think that the work that we do is important. And I was very happy, I am still very happy to be a part of it. So, thank you.
Moving the agenda, we have a briefing from the Office of Special Events. Show time. Jazzy hands.
Expecting lots of applause. I like
Well,
this.
you gotta brief first, girl. We'll decide if you get applause.
So we have Jacqueline Justice and Laura Flores.
Good evening. I'm Jacqueline Justice, and I'm the Assistant Director for Convention and Event Services.
And good evening, I'm Laura Flores, the Manager of Convention and Event Services, Office of Special Events.
So, sorry, next slide. Thank you. So, we currently work at the Office of Special Events, which is currently within the Convention and Event Services Department. And as you all have been informed, that office is going to now be under the portfolio of the Office of Arts and Culture. So the office, thank you, thank you. The Office of Special Events is structured with 9 full-time staff. That's a manager, 2 supervisors, 3 coordinators, 2 administrative specialists, and 1 office assistant. We'll talk later about how many permits we permit, but we oversee permitting temporary outdoor activity in the city of Dallas. Next slide. And as you can see there, those are our 4 permits. So special events, which can be anything from your.
Pause. Can you guys see slides in the gallery? Yes or no? Yes? Yes? Okay, it's just, sorry about that, Jacqueline.
I was only
Yeah,
pausing
right
for the slides to so y'all can see what we're talking about.
Forgive my interruption.
So special events can be anything from your large-scale holiday parade to your BMW Dallas Marathon, to small church carnivals or school fundraisers on campus. So really anything outside that triggers the need of a permit, which could be a road closure, selling food or merchandise, different things like that. We also permit street pole banners. And so, as you know, those, when you drive down the street and you see those above hanging from the light poles, those are decorative banners with event information on it, or they can be beautification for like a public improvement district. We also permit commercial filming. In fact, right now we're working on lots of hot television shows that you've probably heard of. Some Taylor Sheridan programs and things like that. So he's finally coming to Dallas. So we work with the Dallas Film Commission, which is out of Visit Dallas. And we make sure that when our the film industry arrives in Dallas, we kind of roll out the red carpet in that we're a one-stop shop. So they come to us and we organize all the departments for them and anything that they need. And then lastly, we also permit neighborhood markets. So those are your markets in your neighborhoods or at popular shopping centers. And the only stipulation on that one is that it has to have 30% food. So it might have other stuff if you know your neighborhood market. Slide. So currently this is kind of our office by the numbers, if you will. We are authorized through Chapter 42A of the Dallas Code, and we work with all of our departments. I don't think there is a single department in the city of Dallas that we do not work with to coordinate what the events and the different activities need. And we really are protecting the impact to people's quality of life by permitting, right? And so that's really where I think the realignment of the Office of Special Events into this department is going to work really, really well, right? We want to make sure it's vibrant and that the events don't really affect that quality of life for the residents, but they bring that vibrancy. And as you can see, special events is by far the biggest permit number that we have, with over 60% of the number of permits we issue, with a close tie there with commercial filming and street pole banners. In fact, we work with all of the Arts District organizations because they have, we actually work really well with them because they have so many different groups there and they each want the poles that are right in front of their building. And so we work with them to make sure that that's what happens, right? And then lastly, neighborhood markets. Neighborhood markets are kind of small because, you know, just, you don't need 1,000 neighborhood markets. Next slide.
Thank you. Our office has a robust website. We really strive for transparency and at DallasSpecialEvents.com. And that gives the clients the opportunity to start doing, you know, a little bit of digging into researching what they may want to bring to the city of Dallas. As Ms. Justice said, we are governed by Chapter 42A. There is a link to our code ordinance on our website so that, again, for transparency, if citizens want to look and start researching what we do, we're there to help. And then our film is under an administrative directive for the 2-46. It's a simple directive that helps really bring in that vibrancy even a small student film that wants to place. We try to make it as easy as possible to bring them in. Next slide, please. We do strive to keep our permitting process the same throughout our 4 application types. It just helps with customer service. It helps them feel comfortable that if they decide to one day do a banner and the next day they want to move over to an event, the process will be the same. We start with accepting an application through our online portal, and we have our 2 administrative personnel. They look through the application. Every customer gets a phone call. So they call the clients, they ask them, you know, just to make sure that everything on the application has been captured. If there are any tweaks to the application, it's the administrative specialist task to go ahead and help them, you know, maybe nudge them, maybe ask questions. The client may have forgot to add, you know, add a detail. Once we feel that that application is about 90% correct, that we can feel like they've captured everything to this point, the application is then moved over, they assess the fees, and then it's moved over to our coordinators. This is our second touch point. At this point, our coordinators have to speak with our clients. The applicant is asked again, do you have any questions? Has anything changed between the time you first put in the application? Have you decided to add something? Maybe you decided that you want to add food. Maybe you want to add some tents. The coordinator will help them through that process of how to tidy up the application one more time. Once we're all confident that we have the full picture, the application is moved out for a public safety review. All of our applications are reviewed by our DPD Special Events Unit, and they provide their feedback, any concerns. They work also with the applicants. We're on the phone with them. We'll do Teams meetings if needed to make sure that these events are acting in a safe manner and, again, bringing quality of life to the neighborhood. After we get the green light from our public safety. It moves out also with city departments. So we do touch a lot of departments. We have DFR, we have EMS. They look at the applications, they'll provide feedback. As the feedback is going on, they're communicating directly with the applicant. The applicant at any point can post a comment directly to the person who is working with them on that event detail. So they don't have to worry about, I don't remember who I talked to at the city. It's on the portal. After all the city departments, and if we need to bring in any external stakeholders, have provided their feedback, the applicant provides any additional deliverables. Maybe they need to go reach out to the fire department and get a permit for their tents. We connect all that information. It's all on our application. We provide phone numbers, contact names, so they don't have to go do that research. Once all the departments and external stakeholders have signed off, we give the client one more call and we say, we're about to issue the permit. Do you have any additional questions, any additional needs? And at that time, we push the application out and we do one final review at the supervisory manager level to make sure that we've captured all the information correctly. And then we issue the permit. We do this, we try our best to try to do it within a week before the event, but sometimes we will have to work with our clients and their applicants. We may be working with them an hour before they start setting up. So
We work at the speed of the applicant.
Yeah. And that is our job. Our job is to help them, be successful. And we love it. I mean, it's an energetic office. Next slide, please.
Okay, so this is what the proposed transition process is going to look like. Because we have FIFA coming up this next year, it's going to be very busy for the Office of Special Events. So we wanted to keep some continuity in the office and just with the reporting leadership. So currently, in fiscal year 25-26, we are only going to be moving over banners and commercial filming for this first year. And then after FIFA is done in year 2, we will move the rest of the office over, which will be neighborhood markets and your special events. So currently you're going to be getting one supervisor. His name is Abraham Bernal. He's been with the city,
I think
18 years, so he knows everything very well. And then one event coordinator vacancy. And then in year 2, as I said, you'll get the rest of the team, which is one event manager, an additional supervisor of events, 2 event coordinators, 2 admin specialists, and 1 office assistant. And we're looking forward to being here. So thank you.
Welcome. Yes, welcome. If there's, and I know commissioners may have some general questions, but how would they get a hold of you? Because they represent each one from a different district and tons of organizations. If they have a specific question as to one of these house, banners or
Sure.
how would they contact you guys?
Sure. We always recommend going to our website. All of our contact information for each of us, including our current director, Rosa Fleming, is on there. We also have the ability to send a message through the website. So if you don't even want to mess with copying and pasting, please feel free to fill out the form there, and it comes to a whole bunch of us. We also, just for information purposes, put out a report every Thursday afternoon for the next 3 weeks of events. So that you can see what's happening in your district, and what to expect in your district.
And the website that you're referring is www.dallasspecialevents.com.
Yes, DallasSpecialEvents.com. And it is on this, it is a city website. It's just a, unique, it's our handle.
Okay.
So yeah, it's just our website address.
Okay, so we've got a question. We have 2 questions here. I think they had theirs. Commissioner Daniel and then Commissioner Hornbuckle.
Hello. So Jackie and Laura are two of my favorite people in the city, mainly because they take crazy phone calls for me. So I could not be more excited. I know that the last time we had a meeting, I said I was super excited. Then I'm also super excited. In the same way that I think that the Office of Nighttime Economy and what Eddie Grant is doing over there is unmatched, unparalleled in any other city. I think that what the Office of Special Events under Rosa, Jackie, and Laura have done is pretty great. I've been doing events in the city for a minute. It used to suck a lot to try to do events with the permitting process, and it doesn't. And that is in large part because you all have listened to event producers, you've listened to artists, you've listened to the people that are doing these things and made that process smoother. So I am super excited. I think that this helps to round out in a lot of ways the story of what it is that the Office of Arts and Culture can do, right? We're creating these vibrant opportunities, which we're often intersecting with these public facing events. And so it makes sense that these two things kind of converge and come together. Question, and this is, I don't know who this question is for, if it's for you all, Jackie and Laura, if it's for Martine, what's the, like, how is it gonna work? And maybe we don't know yet, the like leadership structure, like, because I saw I saw on that transfer, like people, coordinators and supervisors, will the assistant director responsibility fall to someone else, or how's that working in the transition?
Oh, well, this is the first time I'm seeing that the AD is not coming with the office, so technically, we'll have to work that out internally. The nighttime division is currently gonna be reporting to Anna, who's our, second AD, working on the other side of the office opposite Glenn. But if Jackie won't be transitioning with her team, then we'll be sorting that out before October 1st.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm extremely excited about all the people whomever the people are that are coming over to the Office of Arts and Culture. I'm looking forward to and excited about what you all do is one of those like unsung things, but all the fun stuff that we as commissioners have been to out on the streets, we should say thank you to the Office of Special Events, because it's because of that coordination that these things happen. So excited to have you all as a part of the family and looking forward to how this, I think, will streamline the experiences that are being created and the way in which those experiences get created.
Commissioner Hornbuckle.
I think Commissioner Daniels kind of talked about some of the things that I was interested in, and I guess he pretty much asked the question that I was going to ask the director. But in terms of streamlining and that sort of thing, I was just curious if the director has any comments and thoughts. I know it just fell in your plate now, but any thoughts that you want to share with the commission?
We've been planning this transition through the summer, beginning late July. And so the phased approach, was a suggestion of the CES director. And, we've adopted and been trained. We've been training with Jackie's team now for through most of the month of September. And those training sessions have been well. Naturally, we are inheriting new ordinance that we need to become aware of. And quickly experts of, and also dealing with a line of work that the office has not traditionally taken part in, which has to do with the permitting process. And so while the city manager has entrusted us with oversight of these incoming divisions, and we're grateful for her trust in our oversight, one of the plans we have, especially because technically year one this was a phased plan where the division was going to be broken up and then made back whole in year two. In FY27, we have many of our current team members, to include Nikki Christmas and Russell Dyer and Anna, as mentioned previously, who are going to support the work of the incoming OSE staff members. And again, just to be very clear, my understanding was that they'd be made whole to include their AD in year 27. But if that's not the case, then we'll just be planning for how to make it work within our leadership team structure for fiscal year 27, because we're only getting a handful of folks in next month. And so that's not so much of a big deal as it is to ensure that when they're made whole as a full office after the FIFA events in the summer, that they have one clear line of reporting as a full office or division rather of our office at that time.
Did that answer your question, Commissioner Hornbuckle?
Oh, it certainly did. I'm pretty excited since the arts is in our area and we could kind of bring everything in our area and it's just exciting. I'm just curious to see how it's all going to be put together, but it's I think it's
I hope you're
exciting.
as
time.
excited when you can't get me to answer my phone.
Commissioner Blaze has a question.
My question, I have two really quick, really practical questions, and not as in-depth as what my colleagues have asked. First of all, do block parties need to be permitted?
Ooh, this is a great question. So actually, it kind of depends. Most block parties as defined by the Transportation and Public Works Department, if it includes one block with no intersections, no alcohol, and under how many people? 100 people, then it goes through Transportation Public Works.
So
Now,
it still has to go through somebody.
it still has to go through somebody. And so they have a little process, you know, because that is a very small event, right? And that's
yeah.
going to be usually pretty safe. So they permit that. But anything over that or anything with, you know, maybe your neighbors, you know, want to have a band or a stage or something else that will need to be reviewed by Development Services. So then they'll come through us and then we coordinate, like I said, with all those different departments. They're all plugged into eProval. So I'll give a little plug for our permit, our current online permit process. We use a company called eProval. It's all on the website. It made the process very transparent for our users, which I think is what Commissioner Daniels was talking about, is that, you know, now when you apply for a permit, you can see in real time who's looked at it across all the departments. And it works like almost like a Facebook page. You know, they comment and you comment back, you add a picture, you add a file, and, you know, bada bing, bada boom, you got a permit. So we're really proud of eProval and how we've implemented it, and it has really sped up the process.
And my second question is the permitting process, which is so clearly defined here. How long does it take?
It kind of depends on your event and how complex your event is. We used to have, back before we redid our ordinance in 2019, we had a standard 45-day application process. So can you imagine the BMW Dallas Marathon only applying 45 days in advance with over 36 street closures, or 36 miles of street closures around the city? So when we and the fees weren't really fair. You know, you might have a nonprofit paying the same fee as the marathon, right? So when we redid that, we stair-stepped how complex, how many street closures you're gonna have. Is it a moving event, a static event, or no street closure? Because we know how quickly we can get those types of permits through the process. So it's 30, 60, 120.
Thank you.
Commissioner Bodell.
Quick question. So if I'm an existing organization that year after year I've done pole banners, how do I go through the same process? If I'm on autopilot, this is who I always go to. Is there any change for me accessing the pole banners?
No, we're, and I mean, as far as we both know, we're still keeping eProval. So all the applications will be the same. And just another feature of eProval is you can duplicate your application if it's the same. So instead of having to fill out all the same information, like I said, we really wanted to become time savers. So you can do that. And then our staff will review that application. In about a week or two, we are going to be rolling out online payment. So that is something we really haven't had. You know, there's a lot of security measures throughout the city's network. And so it has taken us quite a bit of time for the city to feel comfortable that we are ready to integrate our online payments. So we've been testing for a couple months now, actually, 3 months. It's pretty safe and it's very safe. And we are gonna be unrolling online payment. So that will make the transition also very smooth because customers will be able to pay online without having to call and take a credit card payment over them.
Don't see any other questions here, so Ms. Justice and Ms. Florida, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Next on our agenda, our director, Martine Philippe.
Good afternoon. Thank you all always for your time and your talent and service to the city and your capacity as commissioners. I want to piggyback on Chair Small's acknowledgement of Commissioner Blaze and Commissioner Truzella. It's been such a joy, and I hope we keep you all 9 months of your holdover. Honestly, your guidance, especially early on, has been really meaningful for me as I'm navigating these waters and almost turning 3 years old. So it's been a pleasure to work with y'all. As far as staff updates are concerned, the staff at South Dallas Cultural Center is now whole with the recent hiring of a coordinator there. We do have a vacancy at the Latino Cultural Center, as Rosalinda has been promoted to join us on the administrative team in the event supervisor role. And those are two notable changes. Last month, we presented the tentative org chart that was subject to the budget approval this morning. And so following that budget approval this morning, we do obviously have the addition of the 2 divisions and a few positions transferring to OAC from OEI. And so we're excited about that. As it relates to a fiscal year 26 overview, being that our budget process this week was a quite colorful process, I didn't want to commit to a visual briefing, if you will, just out of respect for the budget process. Many of you know we had about 20 amendments that dropped the night before, so that, always puts us in a precarious position as far as we don't know what may happen. And so we don't want to commit to future programming that is dependent on the budget, as you know. And so next month I'll have a full presentation and briefing for your information. But just so you know, there are a few talking points I just want to bring to your attention in regard to what we'll be navigating as an office next year. Obviously, we noted those 2 divisions and those related ordinances that govern their work. One of those is currently under review. The special events ordinance is under review by CAO and will have to go back before council. And so we'll be navigating that change. As many of you know, the Riverfront Jazz Festival that will now be held at Fair Park for the foreseeable future is also coming under our purview. So we'll more than likely invite Curtis King to come brief you, just as Office of Special Events and Nighttime Division have come. He'll be next in line to come specifically to talk about that event and give us some information about, how he's navigated that event in the past and how we might be more supportive to support a successful jazz festival for fiscal year 26 next Labor Day weekend. So that's on our horizon. We are also going to take a more formal swing with acquiring one of those PMs from OEI at cultural tourism facing efforts, being that we sit on hotel occupancy tax anyway and work in close partnership with Visit Dallas. And I will have a team member of OAC who's going to be, navigating that stakeholder engagement and related matters that will keep us not only eligible for HOT, but maintain our eligibility, ensure that we're doing what we need to do with those funds and those efforts. And so, as I mentioned, we'll be back next month per division of our office, public art, cultural centers and venues, our admin team, specifically talking about the budget because budget development process for fiscal year 27 is starting earlier. We'll be talking about budget beginning in November, which is usually, a discussion that starts around February per fiscal year. So it's going to be quite the ride. I don't know if it'll be bumpy or smooth, but it'll be a ride. Yes, you'll need a seatbelt nevertheless. But we'll have, that division, our business suite. Who am I forgetting? OSE, nighttime. Curtis King is a division now. And so all those matters.
Curtis King's
We'll,
always
we'll, we'll talk through so we can entertain your questions and have some more meaningful discussion at our top of the fiscal year meeting next month. I'll pause right there. You have anything as high level as those talking points?
So did any amendments to the budget affect the Office of Arts and Culture?
Thanks for asking. So my intent on Friday, I'm assuming the amendments that were all approved will drop in the Friday memo, the city's Friday memo for clarity. So we'll have Adriana forward that to you for your attention. While we didn't have any specific amendments directed at our office, there were just a few stragglers that addressed like budget codes for furniture, as an example. Like, certain percentage, like a 10%
I saw that.
reduction, stuff like that, that's technically really not nominal in regard to discussion because we don't happen to be shopping for couches this year. But, we'll sort that out as we receive the final information from the budget office and then forward that. And again, my assumption is it's coming out in Friday memos. If not, you'll just get it once we get it. But that'll be coming from Adriana. Thank you, Commissioner. Okay. If no one else in the gallery has anything, just wanted to let you know in regard to federal grant compliance efforts. As an update first, thank y'all. Many of you attended our first session, what was it, August 26th already at LCC? Yes. And attended the following sessions that weren't necessarily art specific, but still addressed the city's approach to federal grant compliance and remaining legally resilient in response to executive orders from the federal government. The timeline that was presented at those sessions noted that there would be an update briefing on September 17th. But again, if you were at council yesterday or this morning, you would know that there was no room for any other briefing. So that omnibus update will be presented on October 1st at the council meeting. And that will be very comprehensive. OAC will be included in the appendix presentation slides, but ACM Liz and the grant compliance team will be presenting an update at that briefing. And I would like for y'all to watch it if you can, being that, our governing policy is impacted, if you will, by these efforts. And so just, keep your eye on that. But again, just so you know, there was no related information presented yesterday or on the agenda. For council will be noted October 1st. And of course, we'll get that. If you need the WebEx, et cetera, we'll get that information to you once that agenda posts for the October 1st council briefing agenda. That's all I have. Looking for you. Yes, sir. I'll take any questions about that. I'm happy to.
Any questions for our director?
Federal.
If there are no questions, before we adjourn and make our announcements as to commissioners have coming up, you see the upcoming meetings and events for the committees. I'd like to have Commissioner Bodell, Commissioner Bragalone, if you could just speak quickly as to the activity of your committee since last we met and what's coming up at this next meeting. Commissioner Bodell.
This is my third year to be on the annual report committee. A small but mighty team, and we're losing Linda, so I was sad to hear that.
9 months. 9 months.
You're not going anywhere fast. Okay. So we have been working fast and furious on our timeline and our content overview. And we're discussing our goals, and we'll be presenting a draft on 10/1. For the committee to review, and then we'll present at the October 8th meeting.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Bragalone, if you have any comments on what to expect at the upcoming, I'll see you on there. There we go.
I don't have a slide, so, but the short version of what we're doing is because of the executive orders, the OAC staff has been working hard on our funding programs and working with the city attorney's office, and all the various offices to make sure that our funding programming will be legally resilient. And we took a first stab at that at our meeting last week, and we are having an extra meeting next week, and we are hoping to stay on track for our usual timing to present to commission our recommendations so that all of the arts organizations, if we do our job right, and it then passes QLAC and the city council, then our arts organizations will be funded on the same time schedule, despite the fact we have not been able to start that work until September, when we typically started in June. Big shout out to the entire staff. As always, in particular, Julia, because of the work that she's done, and Julia and Glenn in figuring out how we make this happen, and accomplish all of our goals. And we'll have more for you next month.
Commissioners, do we have any announcements? I know we've got Mr. Jackson.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, everyone that was helping me with all my technical problems and whatnot. But I want to shout out my fellow commissioner, also also known as Professor Jesse Hornbuckle. He received, now before I say this, I want everybody to recognize that he started teaching at Dallas College in 2023. And today I received an email that says, on the behalf of the Center for Excellence in Teaching and Learning, I am delighted to offer you our congratulations on being selected as the recipient of the 2025 Excellence in Teaching Award for Adjunct Faculty. This recognition is a testament to your dedication to student success and your positive impact on the academic community at Dallas College. It is clear you're not just teaching photography, but serving as a genuine mentor and role model for your students as you help them grow both academically and professionally. Once again, congratulations. So let's congratulate our brother. So that's some pretty exciting stuff, and I'm super excited for you, Jesse. Great job.
You gotta say something, Jesse.
Speech.
Well, as most of you know, that was a surprise. But what I wanted to share is that maybe some of you don't know, but Dr. Jackson was one of the students. And so what we did, we stocked we made sure that we had so many great students award winning that they were forced to give me an award. So it's about what the students have done. If I would bore you with awards and grants and programs that these students have done, and Dr. Jackson was a part of that. So thanks again, and it was definitely a surprise. So thank you for sharing that, Dr. Jackson.
Yeah, if I may, Chair, first of all, he's being humble. Jesse is a hell of a teacher. He's a hell of a teacher. He goes above and beyond. There are students in our that were in that first class that he has taken on and been mentoring, not around just photography, but around their personal lives, helping them navigate, difficult situations. And even when he gets frustrated, with the dynamics and whatnot, he still hangs on. These guys can call him, pretty much anytime. If the car's in the puddle of water they done driven into, or they done got themselves twisted up with the law, whatever the circumstance, he has gone to bat. So I'm not going to let him say, put it all on the students. He's knocking it out of the park, and he's well deserving of this award. And also, one good turn deserves another. You have called me out plenty of times unsuspectedly, so no worries.
Well, again, thank you so much, and I guess I'll keep doing this.
Any other announcements? If not, Commissioner Weinstein.
Yeah, so reminder, I think a save the date went out, but we've not, maybe save the date went out yet, but there is a dedication for the watershed floodgates in District 7. It is Friday, October 3rd at 10 a.m. and it will be at Bonton Farms. So anyhow, okay, yeah, we're just finalizing so anyhow, we will, please join me. October 7th?
If there are no other, Commissioner Nugent has an announcement.
It's my 75th birthday.
Happy birthday, Jim.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
During the meeting.
Evidently, we have no vocalist in this group, huh?
Chair, are we adjourned?
What's that?
Oh, okay, I missed the adjournment. Did he actually say?
No.
I didn't think so. Chair Smalls, I don't think, did you say we were adjourned? Peanut gallery. Okay, well, it's.
All right, I guess
Guess
we're
we're
adjourned, I guess.
I guess.
Officially, we are adjourned.
We are adjourned.
It's like a buttercream. Oh.